Hi there everybody. I'm going to do a video today about Wendy's defense, and I believe that there are two defense tactics that Wendi is using. One is herself, using her own knowledge of the law and coming up with her own defense tactics, and the other part of it is her lawyer's tactics of John Lauro. But first I wanted to talk about Wendy's defense tactics that she's used in her interrogation and on the stand. The first thing that I noticed during her interrogation was once she found out about the murder, she even at one point asked them to read her rights, but she pretty much defended herself during this interrogation with no lawyer. Also, another defense tactic was sprinkling in her overprotective friends and family and insinuating that someone might have done this to benefit her. They might have thought it was a good thing to do. She also mentions that her brother had a bad joke that was getting her television was cheaper than a hitman. So she also does talk about that joke on the stand at the Catherine Magbanua and Sigfredo Garcia trial. Also on the stand, another defense tactic I believe that she uses is the death threats that she gets regularly in her personal life, and also her inability to maintain a job because of the bad media press. Also, she does mention on the stand that her brother drives an unmarked police car, and she kind of talks about his lifestyle when prompted by the state's prosecution. You can see she's trying to hold back, but at the same time, when prompted, she does answer the questions, and she also talked about his unmarked police car in the interrogation. Also on the stand, there are certain points where he was trying to act like she did not know Catherine. She's just some girlfriend that Charlie had. Even though there's a picture of them together, she is trying to create some space between her and Catherine. Also, she's not denying her tumultuous marriage and divorce. This could be a relatable thing for a jury to hear, that she did have a difficult divorce, and she does admit to that, and she does admit even that she didn't think so highly of Danny at times. And this is a kind of relatable thing to a jury for them to hear if this was brought to jury, but time will tell. Another tactic is her praising of Danny at times and correcting his name or nicknames that the boys gave him, like Abba, or correcting people when they say Daniel and she says Danny. And I think that she does kind of have an affection for him, and maybe she does kind of turn it up a notch when she's on the stand to kind of create a sympathy for herself, and she feels strongly about him still. And she also self-deprecates by mentioning that she drives a minivan. I believe that this is a tactic because she doesn't want to make herself seem like a socialite who has lots of money and could have played a part in this. Another thing she mentions is that, she doesn't know Sigfredo Garcia or Luis Rivera. She's never met them in her life. When asked on the stand, she can point them out now, but she's never met them. And most people probably believe that. The second part of Wendy's defense involves her lawyer. John Lauro is her lawyer currently, and he graduated from Georgetown University. His main focus is white-collar crimes. He's worked on projects involving environmental compliance, healthcare enforcement, trial evidence, and federal sentencing, civil issues. And also, he's a commentator on ABC News, Fox News, MSNBC, and other media networks. Considering he defends a lot of white-collar cases, Wendy's high-profile case would fit into his realm, especially because I believe that he's kind of building a case that Wendi is being harassed. He's kind of building a case on that she's a single mother, and one example of that would be the Florida Grandparents Bill. Lauro has said that he takes issue with this bill because it never defines what a person of interest is. It's a term that can have different meanings to different people. It could mean simply that we want to get information from someone, but it is not defined, and that's a serious problem. Also said that the bill is explicitly targeting Adelson. We're going to change the law in Florida. We're going to direct it specifically at this single mom, but in the process, about to get on a very hairy, slippery slope because we're now inviting the courts of Florida to prosecute or override parental decision making, Laura says. Also, another thing from the Above the Law website in 2016, John Lauro had questioned the credibility of Luis Rivera by saying, Rivera is hardly a credible witness, and as everyone in this investigation recognizes, he has no personal knowledge about the statements he has made concerning Wendi. All of his alleged information is second or third hand, and none of it has been corroborated during the investigation. That's another thing. They're going to question the credibility of the witnesses like Rivera, and if Catherine talks, I'm assuming that they would do the same. Thank you for listening, you guys. Stay tuned for more videos. I'd like to do a video on the state's key evidence concerning Wendi, and hopefully you guys will like and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.